Hi again, guys. I'm going to try and amp up the progress on these videos a little bit if I can. Release Candidate 1 just came out, so ToME is now up to 1.0, no more of this ToME, Beta 43, etc., etc. I'm honestly surprised how fast he got that release out, considering that Beta 43 only launched 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I'm pretty excited about it. Unfortunately, I've got to finish this character before I can move into the new version, so we're going to get that started here. And where did we leave off? We were... oh yeah, we did the spider layer thing, and I think we were going to try and do Briagh's Lair next. I can't really do the underwater cave yet because we still don't have any kind of water breathing. I understand this is a really, really good item for cheesing. I'll hold on to it. I've never used that before, but I hear it's really, really good, so let's see how good it is. A nice thing about that quest, the first time you do it... why is my music so high? Oh yeah, because I can only turn it down to 1. I'm going to turn that down some more. There. Let's see if I can find some kind of water breathing here in town. Titan. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to. So our next stop is Briagh's Lair to the south. He's a Earth Dragon, and we're going to be killing him to try and get a resonating diamond. Shit. That was really close. That was way too close. That's what I get for not immediately killing the spellcaster. Wow. Down to 60 hit points. Briagh's Lair will normally spawn south of Sunwall in this little desert area, and yep, it's right there. Ooh. Well, those have been a couple of very rough orc ambushes. Briagh's Lair is kind of a lot like the Sandworm Lair. I don't think it has the collapsing tunnels or anything, but it is filled with sandworms. It's a big wide open cave area. And the boss is kind of a dick. There's lots of acid damage in here. Nope. And much like the Sandworm Queen, she summons additional enemies, so... What did she drop? I think it was just her resonating diamond. Not going to bother exploring the entire place. There's never anything really worthwhile in here. I suppose I shouldn't say never, but oh, we're level 40. That's interesting. Now that we're level 40, we can select a prodigy, and I will go into that momentarily. Let's get our points spent first. Got Shattering Blow up to a decent level now. And we're going to talk to him, give him the Thame, the Resonating Diamond, he makes a far portal, and now we just use the item we used to get out here to go back. And it pops us out right next to Last Hope in Maj'Eyal. Now, you might think that there's not a lot to do in Maj'Eyal, but they actually, I'm not going to say there's a whole lot of new content, but there's new bosses in a lot of the zones that will appear at midway points. Like in Trollmire, on the second Trollmire map, a boss will appear along the road most of the time. I'm not sure where he is quite yet. We'll see if we can track him down. I know he's on this map. There he is. Alloin the Fallen. He's a Sun Paladin cursed, and he can hit pretty hard. I actually lost a life to him once. I'm still not quite sure how that happened. I think I got like blindsided and dazed. Okay, and he dropped a Bloody Shield, which is an artifact shield, the Sanguine Shield. It's not really going to be useful to us, but... Probably should have identified that, though. Okay, and our next stop will be the Ruins of Corpool. And I believe the boss for Corpool is on the 3rd floor. There he is. This one's Kor's Fury. He's a Banshee ghost type enemy. Perfect Strike is nice once he goes invisible, which I'm sure he will momentarily here. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, he's really hurting me. Oh, it's that curse. That is a nasty curse. Shit. Where is he? Yeah, he's got all the standard nasty stuff that a dread character or a dread enemy would have. Burning Hex, etc. Basically, you get punished just for standing there or hitting him. It's kind of nasty. Dropped a decent ring. A very decent ring, considering how our rings are terrible. Disarm and pinning and knockback immunity, life regen, and a whole lot of stats. And wow, 10 armor on that ring. That's pretty nice, actually. And we gained a level at some point. I'm curious as to how much of a stamina penalty we take with this Talon on. It says we lose 15 stamina a round, or... Oh, each blow. So it just makes it so our regular hits do 15 stamina. I'll have to see how much of an impact that's actually going to be on our regeneration rate. Somebody on Something Awful seemed to indicate that it was not super substantial, so we'll see how that plays out. Oh, there's one in the maze. The backup guardian of the maze is on the 2nd floor, and he's like a spider thing. I think he does arcane damage, which, if you've been paying attention, is kind of hard to have resistances to, but I don't think he hits very hard. I could be mistaken, though. Oh, no, darkness damage. Let's see. Okay. Get him confused and stunned, and he's easy. What did he drop? Decent enough tier 4 hat for casters, I suppose. Okay, now our next stop is going to be the scintillating caves. And I don't think we ever did the 1st or the 2nd floor of this place, so we're going to have to wade through some very low-level enemies. If I didn't do the 2nd floor, we're going to run into a very interesting thing I noticed. Yeah, something I noticed the last time I did this. If you don't do the 2nd floor of this dungeon until after you return from the east, it's full of level 37 enemies. Which I guess is like, I guess it scales up to 35, which is a little crazy. But there's actually unique enemies who will only appear in here that you wouldn't normally get to spawn. And we'll see if we can find any of them, but I was absolutely just flabbergasted by this. Yeah, there's one right over here. Let's see if I can get to it. Here we go. Shimmering crystal. It's a multi-hued crystal. It has different like shades and it's animated. And I just... why doesn't this happen in the normal dungeon? I guess it's probably just because they're too high level of an enemy, but you never see them anywhere else. Like, I don't think I've ever seen shimmering crystals even in the infinite dungeon. Or far portals. And for all I know, they've always been in the game, and I just never noticed them because I never did this dungeon like that. Okay. Now that we're back in the caves, we just need to sort of fart around until we attract the attention of the backup guardian here. Here we go. Spellblaze Simulacrum. He's an immovable crystal boss, and like all the other crystals, he's not particularly susceptible to the things that most enemies are susceptible to, but he can be stunned, so I just wouldn't go in here hoping to like disease him to death or whatever. And he dropped the crystal heart, but unfortunately I forgot to save a piece of white Voratune plate, so we're just gonna have to hope we find some at some point. The crystal heart is basically like the crystal focus, except it's for armor pieces instead of weapons. And they combine to have a set, but I'm not really familiar with the set because I've never actually managed to complete it before, so we'll see. I just need to find a piece of gear that's good enough to put it in. I understand it's more of a caster-oriented kind of thing, but it's just nice to complete things. Hi, sweetie. Alright. Oh, we've only got a few more dungeons left in the west to do, and then we might do Spellblaze just because the mysterious hole in the beach that used to be the sandworm lair is now devoid of anything except for one enemy, even if you left the floors completely intact, and you won't be able to get around the floors, so if you were holding off doing the chests until later, it's too late now. I'm pretty sure we can just sort of fart around here. Oh yeah, wow, I held down my button for too long. That would have been really bad. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Corrupted sandworm. The sandworms are gone, devoured by this shrieking warped horror. And we got Automathon's Lost Ruby Eye, the Burning Star, and a Putrescent Potion. Let's take a look at the Burning Star. Burning Star gives you +1 light radius when carried, and it can be used to map your surroundings, costing 30 power out of 30. Can this be auto-cast? Oh man, that would be awesome if it could. That would really be awesome if it could, but I don't think it can. Sadly not. But it's a free item. It doesn't require you to equip it anymore. It used to require you to equip it, and that was pretty terrible times. The other item we got was Automathon's Ruby Eye, which is used to summon a super boss. And he's kind of a dick, and we might kill him if we find the right item for it later on, but I doubt we will. And the last item we got was, I have to take it out of my transmog chest, hold on. Worm Bile. It's kind of like the Sandworm Heart. It gives you a bunch of extra bonuses. Some of them can be penalties, so let's see. We get +5 strength, +4 magic, +3 will, +4 con, or +6 con, +4 cunning. No penalties. I've never seen that actually go that well for me before. We also got a category point. So yeah, that was all positive, and that raised our base strength up to 65 and our base con up to 66. That's just positive all around. What a great reward. Okay, and we have 1 generic point to spend, and we have a category point. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, though. So that takes care of these bosses. There's a couple more backup guardians to go, and then we'll make our way back to the east in the next video. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great one.